It's very nice to see you all. Let's just settle into our meditation, space of meditation. So we just want to try and sort of sink into our place of stillness, particularly if we've had a busy day and we've been running around or working or interacting with folks. So now's a good time just to get back to yourself. Just go inwards. Check out, see how you're doing. So feet flat on the floor if they are down, and try and really feel the ground through the soles of your feet, the ground that supports you, the earth that supports you. And particularly if you're sitting in a cross-legged posture, have the sits bones raised, just hands in your lap wherever it's comfortable. Shoulders are aligned with the hips. And then just imagine your spine is this string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just imagine you're lengthening your spine. And the head is very slightly tipped forward, so just hinging from the top of the neck. And the eyes would be down, looking along the length of the nose. If they were open, put some little bit of stretch into the back of the neck there. And then relax the jaw. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. And the back of the head, release all the tension there. Relax the jaw, the back of the tongue. Imagine the back of the ear, inside the ears, relaxing. The eardrum, the inner ear, the outer ear. Release any tension in your neck, the back of the neck. Allow your shoulder blades to drop down. And your throat, just release all the tension in the throat. And your chest and your belly and limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And just bring the mind to the breath. Just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And just becoming aware of those very fine, very subtle sensations as the air passes in and out through the nostrils. Remembering you're like a gatekeeper. So you don't follow the air inside. You just stand watch, stand guard. So keep your focus on the sensations. And some people feel it at the base of the nose, some people at the tip, some people at the sides. Depends on your shape, the shape of your nose, and what you've been taught previously. Some of the Theravada traditions teach you to focus at this spot at the base of the nose. You can take a nice deep breath and just notice if there is any sounds in your environment. Just allow those sounds to be there, trying not to investigate. And then just be aware of what happens to be arising in your mind this evening. Is it different than yesterday evening at this time? And likely it is. So what changed between now and then, if anything at all? And then try not to judge what's arising in the mind or engage with what's arising in the mind or get lost in a story and sort of disappear. Stay focused and observe like a scientist would. No criticism. Just notice what's there. And then let's bring to mind all the people of our life, our loved ones. These are the ones we have deep and profound and meaningful relationships with. They're the people we really, we want to help. They help us. We support one another. We take care of each other. And the folks in our life that we sort of kind of a bit irritating, don't like so much. And then there's our strangers, remembering they can change place at any time. This is the nature of this samsaric world we live in. Karma changes, impermanence. So this can affect our relationships. But when it comes down to it, everybody is the same. We're all the same. We have this incredible wish just to be happy, just to be satisfied. That's all day long. We spend our lives looking for comfort, looking for ways to be happy, looking for ways to be satisfied. And then we're always trying to avoid problems and pain and suffering and people who annoy us. And then we're always running into them. And then we have this, we're all equal in this incredible, with having this capacity for this enlightened mind. So we tend to only think that the ones that we love are the ones with all the potential. Of course, we think they're brilliant, they're creative, they're genius, and sort of everybody else doesn't have that quite the same as the ones we love. But actually, we are all the same in that, having that potential. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can change it by creating positivity with our mind instead. So the power of regret. We sincerely regret from the depths of our hearts anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. Think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma, and we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And in having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of future suffering that we ourselves will experience. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret our delusions, our attachment and our anger and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think, okay, I'm sick of this suffering, and what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. So we're not looking necessarily for, or even at all, for forgiveness. That's not what this is about. What we're looking for is some methods that we can use to heal ourselves. So you can imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your guru, your teacher, manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential. born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. And he has this radiant, beautiful face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a Vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents a union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, and the very beings we've harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So this is how we are relying upon other beings in order to develop compassion. So think particularly of someone you've harmed recently and maybe in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time, and then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, doing the practice of purification. So we start with the body, and imagine the Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose or from a waterfall or even a shower, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mepiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mipiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Bawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. So next is a purification of speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So it's just, you can imagine all that gossip and harsh speech and useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So next is a purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you switch on that light. The light instantly dispels the darkness in the room. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, just imagine that all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and greed and neediness and insecurities and anger, any kind of violence you have in your mind, any resentment or jealousy or bitterness or grudges, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Siddham shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dinapatita. Dida me boa sutokaya me boa supokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Siddham shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. So again, be delighted that all of your delusions are completely purified. They're gone. All of these causes of why we harm others with our body and our speech, they're gone. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and wisdom, kindness, forgiveness, and bliss, compassion, phenomenal intelligence, focus, clarity. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of body, speech, and mind. And this time you can just imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anurakta me bhava sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita. Dida me bhava sutokaya me bhava supokaya me bhava. Anurakta me bhava sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe. So now feel you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and probably most crucial step in the purification process. And this is where we make a determination to not harm or to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. And this is towards ourselves and others. So think of something that you've been working on recently. Think how you can refrain from it, how you can even notice it when it's happening. Think about how much time you would like to spend working on it, whether it's 30 seconds, 5 minutes, a day. And just make a determination, a commitment to yourself. Decide, this is what I'm going to do, because nothing is going to happen unless we do make a decision to change. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just try and place your mind there for a moment. So we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And perhaps just think that maybe the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And our long life prayers to try and help our lamas to stay around as long as possible. For His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tub shu chang xin jam gone Galloway. Tenzin kyong pel away. Kunzo dog porze. Jog sum kur away leg mon to droop. Dog sog dulaje kondu jab ten shog. Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors for those wanderers and far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Shara, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Look, everybody, another day gone by, another session gone by. It's happening so fast. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much